Hey, everybody. Lost the stream a minute ago. Oh, man. I do want to just crawl up, go back to bed. I don't want to deal with everything. What's happening today? I don't know what just happened. Just lost the stream and it was just gone. Anyway. Yeah, it just died. And I don't know why, but I hadn't rebooted this computer in quite a while. And when I rebooted it, everything wanted to upgrade, so. I don't know. I don't know, bro. Is it today Tuesday? It's Tuesday. It's the 5th. I know you're here, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, Clayson. I don't even know where I was. I might as well continue that thought, but anyway, Mr. Fukumachi was sending all of these. His messages were getting sometimes really, really, really long. And he was just dumping from his brain all of his insecurities and regrets. And I can't help but think, as he laid there in the hospital, after closing his clinic finally, dealing with all of his related maladies, that I can't help but think he remembered that his close friends told him, why don't you stop doing this, Because, I think this is where I was when the stream cut, but he was sitting at the table with us, him and his wife, because they live next door. When they're in America, they own the house next to us, And I don't live there anymore. I rent that place now, but he sat there maybe 5 years ago. And I asked him, I said, well, do you have enough money to, how much money do you have? He's like, yeah, I have enough money. He had millions. And he owned properties and Ferraris, all of that. He still had, and he had, not just the money, but, things, property, real estate. And I said, well, why don't you quit and travel? Just travel. You could even maybe live in America for 3-4 months at a time if you wanted to. And he's like, I can't yet. You don't understand, but I can't yet. It's like, why? He said, my mother, she gets an allowance from me. His mother was still alive then. And my brother, who is a pharmacist, he gets all of his prescriptions from my clinic. I said, how old is your brother? 60 something, I'm like, you don't owe anything to your brother. But let me ask you, do you have enough money to keep paying your mother's allowance? Said, yeah. These are stupid basic questions, okay? I wasn't trying to talk down to him, but I don't think he could see it, And his brother, over the 30 years that Fukumachi-san ran that clinic, was an idiot for not expanding to be beyond that one clinic. If his brother only needed that, so Fukumachi-san's going to sit here and, not want to work every day, but he has to for his brother. And in the end, if he dies, that's what he did. He worked until death, which is what I was trying to prevent. and very uncharacteristically, my wife as well. As a Japanese person, yelling almost, or at least passionately saying to an older person than her. He's like 10 years older than her. Her saying that? That's huge. And I normally would like to bask in a victory, but I don't want to bask in this victory. I'm sad that I was right. Sad that he should have quit then. He would have had 5 years. You know, the kidney thing probably would have still happened, right? But maybe he would have gotten a good year in. So, you know, when he was sending all those messages, like I said, that was advice to me to say, hey, you are going to die and you don't know when it's going to come. You're healthy now. Now's the time. And that's when I told my wife, I said, hey, we're going to Europe. We're going to take a trip in March. My poor wife has been married to me for like 30 years, traveled all the time. Now, literally, the only travel she's done is cheerleading events throughout America when my daughters were growing up, and Japan. She hasn't been any other country, but before she married me, she had been to Thailand, Europe. I don't know where else. Probably other places too. But I don't want to have the same regrets that Mr. Fukumachi had. You know? And frankly, when I'm really thinking, I'm just going to throw it all out there. The YouTube stuff doesn't matter in the end. Like I said earlier, I was a little bit bummed that despite my new efforts and videos, I lost 20 people, lost 20 subscribers in the morning. I was hoping it had gone up dramatically a little bit on that first video that I put out with saying, hey, I want to do new things. And then I lost them. But you know, in the end, who cares? It doesn't matter. I just got to, because those people were probably people that maybe they're sick of getting notifications, you know, or they like the older style and they hate that I was thinking maybe there was a thing I said in the video that maybe really turned off some people. I said, check the full lesson on FromZero.com, which isn't even there yet, by the way, I haven't made it. But basically, that was a signal to everyone, hey, I'm not going to be releasing full videos on YouTube. That's kind of what that was. And I said that in the moment when I was doing that walk. It wasn't pre-planned. I'd been thinking about it, but so that's what I'm going to do from now on. I don't think the YouTube algorithm nor the people watching on YouTube care about the longer videos. They just want the shorter, you know, punch me in my gut with a Japanese lesson and then move on. Give me something quick. Don't give me a full blown out story about Japanese, or don't show me the conjugation part of it. Don't need to see the PowerPoint. So I'm going to experiment with making the full normal PowerPoint videos and the more work-driven videos onto FromZero.com only. That's my current thought. But in the end, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because it's crazy, man. It's crazy seeing someone near the end where it's all falling apart. It cements what they did. It cements I don't know how to put these into words. But like right now, if I died right now, it closes a chapter, right? And it says, George died without completing book 5 videos. He created up to almost the end of book 4, for example. He wrote this many books. That's the end. Right now, as I sit here, I'm like, oh, I got this book and that book. And even yesterday, I was like having a meeting with Justin, my business co-owner. I said, hey, I gotta write this, I got this. But if I die tomorrow, that's the end of my story. I mean, it's part of life, but it's still sad. You know, you hit 50 fast. You don't realize it. And then you're there and you're 50. And this isn't going to be the end of people dying. So far, no one's died. My grandmother died. That was it. In my life, I've been fortunate. There's been no real deaths from people that I know. There was like a girl in high school that died of asthma that I knew. A couple other kids that I heard rumors that they died, you know. But I don't know if they're dead. Maybe they're dead. I wasn't like close to them. My grandmother was huge. Her death was huge. But as I get older, as you get older, that's just going to be part of the reality. Who died this week? I don't know if he'll ever get out of the hospital, though. I just don't think he will. If he does, it'll be just because he's going to die anyway. Hospice care. He's only there right now because he got COVID on top of all of these things. And now pneumonia. I guess COVID is pneumonia. So I'm going to, before I find out I have sickness myself, which I don't think I do. There's nothing making me think I do. I walk a lot, run even. I do eat too much sugar. But you know, my father had already had a heart attack at this age. And my grandfather was already dead at much younger than this, like 40 something. And my dad's brother had a heart attack already at this age. So it would be very conceivable that me, who has my own room, this is actually my bedroom, by the way, I don't know if you know that. The upstairs, this is my upstairs studio, but my bed's like right over here. It's like I have a bed right here. I could have a heart attack here in the evening and no one would know until my wife was like, oh, maybe he's hungry for lunch. I'd be dead. I don't, so yeah, I better get my shit together, is what I think. There's one thing that if I died tomorrow, I've said this before too, like in another kind of roundabout way, but if I died tomorrow, the cool thing would be this: I made it until death. That's like the coolest thing. Like I survived. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't bankrupt. You know, in the end, when things fall apart, I didn't have that happen. I just died. And I have great insurance. Oh my God. All these houses would be paid for with I think I have $1.5 million in insurance if I die. So if I die, I made it. I did it. That money would help everybody. And I have the properties. We have the business. The business would die eventually, probably. I don't know. I don't know what'll happen when I'm gone. No one can probably, maybe there is someone that can replace me that would be better, but I don't know where you'd find that person. Yeah, thank you, Night Reaper, for saying that. I am going to overthink the YouTube stuff, though. The narcissist part of me overthinks that YouTube stuff. I do take things personally. I'm not supposed to, but I do. A little bit. And I know that YouTube unsubscribes users as well, but it seems timing-wise bad. I put up a video saying, hey, I'm trying this new thing. my videos haven't been inspiring. I'm going to do more work on them. And then I do a new style video the next day and what I was saying earlier was in one of the failed streams, I was saying, the first video of the new, hey, I'm going to change it up, did really well. Only because I asked for it, though. When you go on YouTube and say, hey, guys, I'm really going to try to do something new, support me, let me know, people buy into that, and they do it. But then the very next day, the very next video, same thing, same normal. Now, of course, I'm going to continue it. I'm going to try this new style. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to go out fighting on this. But in my heart, that YouTube channel is dead. Like, the fact that only 1% watch the channel, it's dead. It's not worth even doing. For $500 a month, it's not worth it. Whereas, FromZero.com makes way more money. It just makes more sense for me to just put all of my energy into FromZero.com. Why would I? The only thing that YouTube is promotion. So I'll promote, I'll come on every now and then and talk about it. And people will watch the free lessons. But in the end, I should say it's not useless. It's the most important thing I probably ever did was the YouTube channel because it helped promote everything else. No one knows about From Zero and the books without YouTube. My dad's fine, Brunsy, man. I'm actually talking about the whole discussion was about my friend Mr. Fukumachi in Japan. My dad's fine. Although, he did have an issue a few days ago that made me think, he could go. I could get a call tomorrow. I can get a call today saying, he died in the night. Oh, shit. He's 71. Mr. Fukumachi is 3 years younger than him. Your wife lost both of her parents at 25. That's tragic. Very tragic. And you also had similar thoughts because you spent a lot of time alone. Like, I'm okay dying. Like, dying happens. That is a part of life you have to accept. Like, my dad said it, but no one gets off this planet. Just no one in our current form, right? No one leaves this planet. Matter of fact, no humans even left this solar system, right? But no one leaves this planet alive. And my dad says this one a lot too. I was born alone and I'll die alone. I mean, he wasn't really born alone. He was with his mother. His mother was there. The doctors were there. But I get his sentiment. When I die, when you die, it's gone. Whether you believe in heaven or whatever, your existence here is gone. You are gone. You will no longer be interacting in the way that you've interacted with people, no matter what your religion is. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows your body doesn't just chill out, get back up the next day as a dead body, and then you do things. No, you're gone. Like, I do think about death a little bit too much, I think. It's such a fascinating topic to me. Death and the nature of God and the universe and religion. And I think about it. It creeps up in a lot of my story writing. I think maybe it's just creeps up in everybody's thoughts. I think just especially more the older you get, you start thinking about it more. Hechi Okami says, I'm 20, and my mistake is not thinking ahead for the future. I'm not talking about education or great job security. I'm so focused on the present, and that's not good at all. It's not a bad thing to be focused on the now. It's actually the number one thing you could do to not be depressed. But at age 20, look, compound interest, buy ETFs in the stock market, put money in. I am so fortunate financially. I really lucked out. I made decisions that turned out good Like, luckily, I have bad decisions too that I lost money on, but none of them were tragic losses. They were just like a few $1,000s here or there, which at the time was big. But like, I got into crypto early. Tragically, I still don't have access to 1.5 Bitcoin, which would have been the biggest gain I ever made from crypto. But I made other gains from crypto. I took those gains in crypto and I bought a house in 2019. I thought, I had an office for most of my life, running this company. I had an office that I was paying for in a commercial location for some reason, even though I always had this fantasy I was going to go back to teaching live Japanese classes, but I never did. So I always had a place where I could do that, but I never did. And so one day I had the thought, like, wow, I could have another house and be paying down a mortgage. And every month I'd be paying off a loan instead of just paying this high rent at the price that I'm paying here at the office I was at. And so I started dreaming about, I'm going to buy a second house. And I did. In 2019, I found what I thought was the perfect single story house, like walking distance from where I am right now, 5 minutes from that house at the time by car. And I bought it. In 2019, I thought it was expensive. It wasn't. I bought it with crypto money. I sold my crypto and that was my down payment. It wasn't a ton, but it was enough. And then that property just, during Corona, just skyrocketed. And it's up high now. If I sold it, I'd have a massive windfall profit from that. Lucky. And then I got my real estate license to help my father because he was talking about, I don't know, maybe I'm going to close down the company or sell it. Like, he was probably having the same thoughts I'm having now about what he's going to do. And I said, well, don't sell it. Let me take it over. I had just a moment of clarity on the way to LA. I was like driving and I was like with my wife and I said, what do you think about us taking over the real estate company? We could do it, and it would be such a good way to get into real estate because it's already an established company. So I said, we'll help him out. We'll take it over. But then when I went in, I said to my dad, as I knew if he was thinking about selling it, it's worth something, right? And his wife had put so much effort into it. And I said, hey, look, I told his wife more than anything because she's super businesswoman, his fifth wife, but she's amazing, was amazing. She passed away of cancer. But I said to her, hey, I'm going to work here. I'm going to put my effort into this. I got my license. I got my property management license as well. I said, but if you want to sell it, you don't got to talk to me about it. You don't have to feel bad about it. Just sell it. You don't owe me anything. I'm just doing it to help my dad. And if it benefits me, that's fine. If it doesn't benefit me, that's fine. In the end, they sold it. But as a result of me doing that, as a real estate agent, I bought this house. I was showing a client houses and I fell in love with this house. And another good decision of mine helped me pay for this house. When Corona hit, I dumped all my remaining money, all the money that I had sitting around, and even did margin call, like margin. I bought tons of stock when everything crashed and it just went up, 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 up. And then I got a vibe. I was like, I don't know, man, probably should sell. And I sold. And with that cash, I put a huge down payment on this house. And this house also went up in value. So, lucky decisions. Where was I going with this particular trend? Am I just flexing right now? Oh, so Hechio Kami. At 20, invest. The money that even if you put $100 in, like watch the YouTube videos. I'm not a financial guy, but watch the YouTube videos. If I had bought, like I had AMD stock at $5. Alexa, what's AMD stock at right now? $117 US. I had it at $5 at one point and I sold it. Crazy, right? So just holding it over time is good. Also, if you're not getting ETFs, which is just based on the market, knowing when to sell as well. I sold mostly everything super high, massive profits. My Tesla stock, they split, I think, once or twice. Just crazy. I had massive losses. I still have some stock holdings right now in my my retirement, my 401ks or whatever, and they were all down, horribly down. I bet on because I did so well on the split with Tesla. I was like, okay, let me split. Amazon is going to split. Oh, by the way, I did crazy well on my Apple stock as well when they split. So I had two really good split histories. I was like, I'm a genius. I know what I'm doing. So Amazon was doing some sort of split or something, and another company, and I bought in, and they tanked horribly. But I looked today, and they're right where they need to be. They're like rebounded right back to the amount that I put in. So I'm like, oh, good. Waiting is the thing in the stock market. You can get through any bad market. Although I don't think Snapchat and Ford are coming back. My Ford stock's down like 77%. Anyway. Yeah, you have to think about the future because there will be a day when you can't work. But it's the most unsexy thing to think about. It sucks so hard. I remember now that I'm this age, it doesn't seem too bad to think about it because I'm 15 years away from being 65 where I actually can draw Social Security. But when I was younger, like, I'm going to put money towards retirement. I need the money now. Brandsman said, it's not death people can't come to grip with. It's the finality. Yeah. I see so many people pass in the hospital. It's on my mind far too often. If my wife died, oh my God, that'd be the roughest thing. You want to retire when you're 50? You know, Glacian, I know you're only 28 right now, but I don't even know if you realize how young 50 is. I'm 51. I know my face has gotten older. Like I definitely have old man face now. I've gotten older, but you don't feel like that inside. You'll hear this. Everyone says it. You're still the same guy inside. You still have all the same ambitions. You still have all the same desires. You still look at girls. You're not going to be getting any girls, but you look at them, and you still think about the future as if you have all the time left. You mostly you do. I'm still excited. I mean, to do things. I still think about how I could build this or I could build that. I mean, think about Lao Shu, 50,500. He was a YouTuber. He had some very, very huge videos. He was learning tons of languages. He was like, how old was he when he died? 35 or something? How old was Lao Shu? I don't know. Let me look it up. Lao Shu, 55, something like that. He has 1.2 million subscribers on YouTube, okay? Moses McCormick. He spoke Japanese, Vietnamese, Cantonese, Korean, Somali, Spanish, and Swahili. And he also spoke around 20 languages as basic conversational level. So he was born in 81 and died in 21. He was 40. Wow. He was 8 days away from his 40th birthday. He was 39 and he died of a heart attack. Moses McCormick, the guy that was Lao Shu. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. There he is. This guy right here. A heart complication. He looks so healthy. And he's just gone. 39. For you, Glacian, that's 11 years from now. you know? Was this his last post or something? Yeah. He made his last Instagram post on March 4th to show his progress on his Sinhalese writing. Look at that. When I died, I'd be like, George knew 3 languages, including his native English and some Chinese. Oh, man. That's crazy. And then what's her name? How old was she? Kurdali. Who was she even? She took a break from YouTube and then she died. I wonder how old she was. She was very secretive. Like, we don't know. Like, who was Kurdali? That's what I want to know. No, she wasn't native Japanese. Crazy. Is Kurdali wrong? Without a doubt, the subjectless sentence model from Kurdali is the simplest model of Japanese grammar I've ever seen. Organic method for learning through immersion. Organic Japanese. I don't know much about what she taught, but the 1 or 2 videos that I did see of her, maybe it was more than that, 2 or 3, I don't know. I thought that was a robot voice. I didn't know that was her real voice. I thought she had some sort of, I thought it was a man doing a speech thing. But yeah, she's very passionate. Only I can teach you Japanese in a way that you would understand. Textbooks try to teach you this, but they don't know. I mean, keep in mind, I'm very biased because I'm a textbook writer, but I'm not a textbook writer in the traditional sense, though. I'm not a, bunch of people together coming up with textbook. Like, it's a different textbook. That's why I hate when I'm called traditional. I'm like, I'm not traditional, bro. I have so many YouTube videos and a website, and I'm not a traditional like guy making. Anyway. You're only as old as you feel. It's not true, Glaceon. The problem is you start feeling older. Like all that walking I did the last 2 days on the treadmill, my hips a little bit sore on this left side. I'm like, oh, I gotta probably not walk 2 hours. Yeah, could have been a genetic abnormality for sure. Satoshi says, with From Zero, you've already built something that will outlast you. I think it's a great accomplishment. That's why I say I don't have regrets. Like, I'm happy what I built. There'll always be another book in me, but yeah. Yeah. Why don't we talk about life? Let's have a meetup in Japan. I do meetups every time I go to Japan, Glaceon. Right now, like I think I said this on another stream as well. I mean, pretty much there's nothing you guys don't know. But yeah, I'm definitely going to move to Japan. And I'm not going to dilly-dally on it. Like, I don't know. I just got to figure out what I'm going to do with this house. I kind of want a house to be here for when I come back. But yeah, I'm going to move to Japan for sure. Or at least set up a location where I can chill in Japan and live in Japan for 6-7 months. I'll get on my wife's, we'll do all the processes to like let me live in Japan, not as a tourist, but as a proper visa holder. Those of you that have joined late, not going so well is like the stream hasn't been going well. A lot of things haven't been going well. My PC downstairs might be messed up. And then in the middle of that last stream, the stream died. So it's not like there's no major announcement that I'm dying or anything like that. Although, to be fair, this could be my last stream. You never know. Like every stream could be my last. So, you know, now that I've said that, I should say thank you for everything. Thanks, guys. It was fun. What sucks is there'll be a nice boost in my viewership upon my death. That's what sucks. I wish I could get that now. I wish I could find out how to build. Like, death is the ultimate PR tool, is it not? Like, I went through a bunch of videos for, there's this K-pop group where the girls got killed in an accident. Oh my God, did I watch so many videos of them after that, just trying to see what their life was about. And like whenever a K-popper like offs themselves, I was like, oh my God, who was this person? I didn't even know their existence. Yeah, I have nothing interesting to say right now. I'm going to make a video later about te ageru and te kureru, and I have an idea in my head, kind of do a similar style video like I did yesterday. This song's cool. I'm not gonna walk with my Glaceon. That was a day one concept. No more. No more Pokemon with me. I'm just gonna walk and talk. Yeah, she is nice, isn't she? Very relaxing music out of Lenpake. What's funny is I only found her because she was licensed on Epidemic Sound. I unironically listen to my Epidemic Sound stuff a lot. Not even during the live stream. I put them on Spotify so that if I'm driving around and I want to film, I don't have to worry about getting nicked for the copyright. When was the last time that anyone actually checked up on me? Wow. That's a good question. I'm not talking about, hey, how's it going, but like actually checking in on you. Weirdly, the only guy that comes to mind is my friend Tim. Tim, I feel, actually would say, hey man, how's it going? How are things with you? Beyond that, I don't think anyone ever checks up on me. Why would they? Everyone's got their own things going on. I check up on my dad. I check up on him. I check up on John. Think about who I check up on. Am I checking up on enough people? I'm going to go see my mother in January for the first time in 40 years. Which I was looking forward to, but then she has no internet, so she's never going to see this, but she seems so open and cool up until I told her I was going to visit her. And I said, you know, she doesn't have like a lot of technology in her place, or she doesn't understand it. And I was like, look, I'll show you. I'm a tech guy. I'll show you. I'm going to bring some, you know, Alexa devices that I have. I'm going to teach her how to use them. And Alexa, stop. I wish I could teach her how to use ChatGPT. That'd be even cooler. But I'm going to show her all that. So I was looking forward to it. She seemed like really cool. There's a couple things she said on the phone the last time I talked to her that made me think, oh man, this might suck. This might suck. Like what was it? I said, she's like, we're looking forward to seeing you. And then she said something about, she got snippy about Alexa for a second, even though she doesn't know. She's like, whatever that is. She said something like that. I'm like, Alexa, stop. We're going to say Jennifer from now on. But yeah, it was just weird. And I know like her other son, I have a half brother. Her other son at one time had disowned her. He was upset with her, so they weren't talking, which means she definitely has issues sometimes, right? Because I've done that with my own dad, and my daughter's done it with me. So I don't know. I mean, everyone's like that, I guess. But yeah, I kind of am glad I got a little bit of a premonition, because I got to be a little bit careful when I go there not to be too open, I guess. Pat Rick says, since we are talking about death and afterlife, how do I feel about my videos, especially Adventures in Asia, floating somewhere around the internet in the next 200 years? Well, first of all, no one will care about me. It'll be someone like PewDiePie, you know. It'll be someone that has a much bigger following. I'm so absolutely nothing. Like in the drop of the bucket that I am on, I'm not even a drop on the bucket of the YouTube. You know, I really am not. I actually don't think my stuff, I don't know. I guess humans, yeah. I'm trying to think, how are people going to deal with that? Just imagine how much content will be created between now and 200 years from now, assuming we have a relatively, you know, sane progression of how things go. Do you think in 200 years people are going to want to watch this old ass 4K video? I don't think they will. And if they do, it won't be me. It'll be cute girls, you know. It'll be teenagers of the era. You know, I don't think it'll be me. So I don't think about it at all. I mean, I do. The narcissist part of me wants legacy. And it'll be there for a while. If I died tomorrow, there'll be I think there'd be enough people that have watched me that there'll be a slight outpouring at least of, oh my God, George was amazing. He was the greatest. Without him, this or that. Because I hear that when I'm alive. So there'll be those people. And that's cool. But will the books keep selling? Yeah, because people don't even know who I am when they buy them. And they'll watch the videos not knowing. But I think after time, it'll just like someone else will come along, you know? Who knows? I might be popular in the future. It might be. Hey, I'm trying. I'm going to try to do a different style of video. I'm inspired by a few TikTokers that I watch. A guy named, I think it's Hawk650, older guy. I don't even know. He might be younger than me. That's the problem with my age now. He could be 45. I don't know. But he just talks and I like it. Moist Critical, another guy that doesn't have any fancy editing, just talks, but he talks well. Also inspiring, like that guy. I'll never be that level. Like he's like 14 million subs. I don't talk about things except for myself, So there's a limited audience to who wants to watch me talk about myself all the time. I have thought, though, that I could talk about other things. You know, like something I see in the news, and then they're talking about, I want to talk about this thing that I saw in the news. And then I'll have my title would be, I would just copy Moist Critical style 100%. It would be like, this is something I want to talk about. That'll be my title. And then you come in and you go, listen, I've been on the internet for a long time. And as you know, I'm very, whatever it say. But this guy in Connecticut, you know, and then I would start talking about it. Yeah, I'd have to cover drama for sure. Moist Critical is great, though. My entire screen says Glaceon and Hechio Kami and Pat Rick right in the middle. Yeah, I click on drama videos of people I don't even know. How G Tiki Taki Bookie Dookie lost their entire career in 5 minutes. Oh, don't even know who that is. But why don't you tell me who they are and then tell me how they ruined it all? Anyway, well, today has been a waste, unfortunately. So I'll come back. I said this the other night as well, maybe later this evening, but then I didn't come back. And I'll read the next section of that book if I don't die between now and then. If I do die, I'm sorry that I didn't get to finish the story. So sorry for the 80-ish people that watch that story. So, how come when I get ready to leave, there's 25 concurrent viewers? What's up, YouTube? Are you just teasing me here? And still only Glaceon's talking to me, so it's probably just Glaceon. Glaceon, are you spamming the channel with multiple browsers streaming? I'm on to you, buddy. I'm on to you. All right. Well, that being said, I'm going to head out. Maybe I'll chill for the rest of the day. Maybe I won't make anything today. Maybe I just need to lay in bed today. Thank you, Satoshi, for that idea. Anime tier list. I don't even know what that means. My top animes. I don't watch anime enough to know. I have to do like my top Pokemon. My Pokemon tier list. All right. Now people are talking. I discovered italki thanks to one of your streams and did a few lessons. It was fun to practice talking to someone. Yeah, it is fun. All right. Bye, guys.